Hi kids, this is your story zone. Today we are going to read about The Lion King Part 2. The hyenas laughed and jeered. Simba opened his mouth to try again. This time the elephant bones rattled with a thunderous roar. The hyenas were confused. And so was Simba, until Mufasa sprang into view. The mighty lion chased away the hyenas. Zazu had seen the cubs in trouble and flown for help. Mufasa told Zazu to take Nala home. Then he scolded Simba for disobeying him. "Ah, Dad. I was just trying to be brave, like you," Simba explained. Mufasa sighed. "Being brave doesn't mean you go looking for trouble, Simba. A good king is wise as well as brave." Simba suddenly felt very small. "We'll always be together. Right, Dad?" Mufasa looked up at the starry sky and said, "The great kings of the past looked down on us from those stars. So whenever you feel alone, just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you, and so will I." Later, Scar met with the hungry hyenas. "I practically gave those cubs to you," he complained. "They weren't exactly alone," Shensi whined, but Scar had another plan that would allow him to become king. "Stick with me, and you'll never go hungry again," he promised. The hyenas danced and cheered. The next morning Scar took Simba to the bottom of a rocky canyon. "Now wait here," he ordered. "Your father has a big surprise for you." "Will I like the surprise?" Simba asked. Scar smiled slyly. "Oh, it's to die for," he said as he walked away. Then he gave a signal to the hyenas waiting on the canyon ridge. The hyenas knew what to do. They chased a huge herd of wildebeests down the canyon. Simba felt the earth shake. He heard the clat dash, tearing of thousands of hooves. Then he saw the wildebeests heading straight for him. Simba managed to climb a dead tree and cling to a branch. "Help!" he shouted. Help was on its way, for Scar had found his brother, Mufasa. "Simba's trapped in a stam dash, Petey!" Scar cried. Just as Scar had planned, Mufasa rushed to Simba's rescue. He lifted his son to safety, but then fell under the rushing tide of hooves. "Dad!" Simba shouted. He couldn't see any dash thing through the huge dust cloud. Mufasa tried to pull himself up the steep rocks. From above, Scar watched his brother struggle. "Help me! Brother, help me!" Mufasa pleaded. Scar reached for Mufasa's paws. He pulled his brother close and whispered, "Long live the king." Then Scar let go and watched Mufasa tumble down the steep slope. When the stampede was over, Simba found his father lying lifeless in the dust. "No!" Simba wailed. Scar came to the sobbing cub's side. "What have you done?" he accused. "There were wildebeests everywhere. Tried to save me." It was an accident," Simba said in a rush. "I didn't mean to, of course not. But if it weren't for you, he'd still be alive." "What will your mother think?" Scar demanded. Simba looked stricken. "What should I do?" "Run away," Scar advised. "Run away, and never come back." Scar watched Simba run. Then he sent the hyenas after him. The hyenas chased Simba to the border of the Pride Lands. The cub dived into a thicket of thorns at the edge of a great desert. The hyenas looked at the sharp thorns, then at the desert. "The cub won't last a day out there," Shensi declared. Simba ran until he could run no more. The thirsty cub collapsed on the sand. Vultures clad him hungrily, but Timon the meerkat and his fat friend, Pumba the warthog, chased away the vultures. Simba woke up in their jungle home. Where are you from? Timon asked. Simba sighed. It doesn't matter. I can't go back. What did you do, kid? Pumbaa wondered. Something terrible, Simba replied. Timon shrugged. Who cares? You've got to put the past behind you. Hakuna Matata, what? Simba asked. Hakuna Matata, Timon repeated. It means no worries. That's the motto we live by, and here's what we live on. Timon showed Simba a wiggly insect. Simba watched Pumbaa eat a grub, slimy but satisfying, the warthog said with a burp. Simba frowned, but he ate the big grub. Then the cub smiled and said, Hakuna Matata. Simba watched Pumbaa eat a grub, slimy but satisfying, the warthog said with a burp. Simba frowned, but he ate the big grub. Then the cub smiled and said, Hakuna Matata. In the months that followed, Simba ate many grubs and grew into a full-sized lion. Most of the time, he was happy with his friends Timon and Pumbaa. Yet he missed his mother and often thought of his father. One night, as they gazed up at the stars, Simba remembered what his father had told him. He wondered if the great kings of the past really were looking down from those stars. Simba felt very alone. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, kids.